Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm hyped you're here, because today's episode is one of those where we really get to connect. We're diving headfirst into a full-on mailbag, answering your questions, reacting to your hot takes, and getting into everything that's on your minds as we head into what could be another massive season for the Birds. But hold up. Before we get into all of that, let me take a quick second to tell y'all about something wild that's been going on behind the scenes. We've got ourselves a little subscriber battle going on over here at Chat Sports, and it's heating up fast. On one side, you've got the Dallas Cowboys Report, and on the other side, us, Philadelphia Eagles Now. Two powerhouse channels, two massive fan bases, and only one can come out on top. Over the past week, the Cowboys Report added 152 new subscribers. Solid number, no doubt. But guess what? Philly came in hot with 145. We're right there neck and neck, and now it's up to you. If you haven't already, go down, hit that subscribe button, and let's make sure we fly past Dallas where it counts, right here, with the Eagles community standing strong now. If you're wondering why you should hit that subscribe button, let me break it down for you. This channel isn't just about me sitting here talking into a camera. This is about building something bigger. This is where we bring the whole squad together. You get daily coverage, nonstop Eagles news, all the rumors, all the analysis. We do watch parties. We go live. We involve you in every single piece of content. It's elite. And every time I sit down here in front of this mic, there are 5 pillars I always bring to the table. I want this show to be insightful, informative, entertaining, thought-provoking, and interactive. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, now's the time. Join the movement, subscribe, and let's get to work. All right, let's jump into these questions, and we're starting with one from Adam Greenspan. He asked, which game next year will be the toughest? Adam, man, that's a fantastic question. And honestly, it's tough to narrow it down to just one because this schedule is brutal. Like, we're talking real grown man football energy from start to finish. The jump in difficulty from 2024 to 2025 is no joke. According to opponents' win percentage from last season, the Eagles have the 4th hardest schedule in the entire league. Let me just paint the picture for you. The first 8 weeks are insane. You've got the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Broncos, the Giants, the Vikings, and oh yeah, the Giants again. All that in just the first 2 months of football. Week 1, we open against the Cowboys, and you already know Dallas is going to be out for blood, especially after having to watch us raise that Lombardi Trophy banner. That's a big-time emotional game. Then week 2, how about a matchup with the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs? That's Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid coming to town. Not easy. Week 3, you run it back with the Rams in a rematch from the divisional round. Another heavyweight fight. And then week 4, on the road, hostile environment, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a trap game if I've ever seen one. But it doesn't stop there. Later in the season, you've got a road trip to face the Vikings. And that stadium is loud. That's a tough place to get a win. After the week 9 bye, we roll right into a matchup against the Packers. Green Bay has a young squad, but they're dangerous. And Lambeau in the cold is no joke. The Lions are loaded with talent, the Bears are on the rise, and we play them on Black Friday, which is already a weird setup. Add a cross-country road trip against the Chargers, 2 games against the Commanders in just 3 weeks, and then just for fun, toss in a December game in Buffalo. That's freezing temps, swirling winds, and a physical team ready to punch you in the mouth. So yeah, it's hard to say which single game is the toughest because honestly, they're all rough in their own way. But here's the thing, this kind of schedule, it tests you, it hardens you. And if this team can weather that storm, get through it healthy, and come out on the other side with a decent record, they're going to be one of the most mentally tough squads heading into the playoffs. That matters. Next up, Andrew Nathan, always bringing the heat. One of our most loyal viewers. And he asked a question about the offensive philosophy moving forward under Kevin Patullo. Specifically, are we going to see a more balanced offense next season? Or should the Eagles lean into the run game and use the pass to complement it? That's a deep one. And there's a lot to unpack. So first of all, I think it says a lot that players like A.J. Brown and Jordan Mailata have spoken so highly of Patullo since his promotion to offensive coordinator. He's been by Nick Sirianni's side since they both got to Philly back in 2021. And when I was at the Super Bowl, Sirianni was asked about Patullo and gave him one of the biggest compliments you can give. He said that every single big decision he makes as a head coach, he runs it by Patullo first. He's that trusted. And he's been instrumental in game planning too, which tells you this guy's fingerprints have already been all over this offense, even if he wasn't calling plays yet. Since 2021, the Eagles have been one of the most productive offensive teams in the entire league. That's not an accident. So the big question is, will they be more balanced moving forward? Brandon Graham said recently that he expects it to be more balanced, and I agree. Look, last year we ran the ball a ton, something like 60% of the time. That made sense because you had a generational back in Saquon Barkley and one of the best offensive lines in football. Why would you go away from what works? But every season is its own thing. Like if teams start stacking the box to stop the run and dare you to throw, you have to be ready to pivot. And with guys like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, you absolutely want to be able to air it out when needed. So yes, balance is the key. You want to keep defenses guessing. You want to stay unpredictable, and you want to be able to attack from anywhere. If the run's there, take it. If they shut it down, beat them through the air. That's what a modern high-powered offense looks like. Now let's go to Carol Hosey, who asked about Justin Simmons and whether he's a realistic target for the Eagles. And I've got to say, this one makes a ton of sense. Simmons has openly said he wants to reunite with Vic Fangio and Christian Parker. And if you connect the dots, there's already buzz from folks like Brian Baldinger who said Simmons wants to be in Philly. In fact, he went as far as to say, get that man a house in South Jersey, he'll show up. Here's why Simmons would be a great fit. The safety room in Philly right now is talented but very young. Reed Blankenship is the only guy you can really say is a proven starter. You've got Sidney Brown and Andrew Makuba fighting for roles, but neither of them has shown it on the NFL level yet. Simmons is a 4-time second-team All-Pro. He knows Fangio's system inside and out. He's a leader, a veteran, and the kind of player who elevates everyone around him. And because he had a down year last season, the price might be right. Maybe somewhere around $4 million. That's a bargain for a guy with his resume. It's also worth remembering that last year, Simmons didn't sign with Atlanta until mid-August, right in the thick of training camp. He could easily take that same approach this year. Wait it out. Look for the best opportunity and see where he fits in. And from the Eagles' perspective, that makes sense too. Let's see what we've got in these young guys. See if someone like Lewis Cine can bounce back. See if Tristan McCollum can make the jump. If those experiments don't pan out, Simmons is sitting there as the perfect plan B. It almost feels like a move that's destined to happen. More questions coming, and next up we'll talk about Kelee Ringo's role, whether the Eagles are confident in him stepping up as a full-time corner, and the big picture when it comes to depth at the defensive back position. All right, let's keep rolling, because this next question is one I know a lot of Eagles fans are thinking about. What's the deal with Kelee Ringo? Can he really step into a bigger role this year, especially with Darius Slay out of the picture? And look, it's fair to have some concerns. Ringo flashed on special teams last year, no doubt. He's fast, physical, and has all the tools. But there are questions about whether he can consistently hold it down in coverage, especially against top-tier receivers. Now, when I was out at the Super Bowl, I had the chance to listen in on some conversations, and one that stood out was with Christian Parker, our new defensive backs coach. He had some glowing things to say about Ringo. We're talking about a guy who's 6'1", over 200 pounds, with legit 4.3 speed. He's got the length, he's got the physicality, and according to Parker, he's not afraid to get up in a receiver's face, jam him at the line, and battle all the way through the route. That's a big-time trait, especially in today's league where so many offenses rely on timing. But the question with Ringo isn't about traits, it's about instincts. Feel for the game, and ball skills. Can he read and react quickly? Can he track the ball in the air and make plays when it matters? Those are the areas where young corners often take time to develop. It's important to remember, Ringo is still super young. He's entering his 3rd season, but he's actually younger than some of the rookies who came into the league this year. For example, Ty Robinson, who was just drafted, is 24. Ringo is still younger than that. So you're talking About a guy who's still growing, still learning, and still developing into what he could be. That being said, the Eagles didn't come into this offseason blind. They brought in Adoree Jackson, and that's clearly a veteran insurance policy. They're giving themselves flexibility. You've also got guys like Cooper DeJean who could play inside or outside. If DeJean kicks outside, maybe someone like Tyler McWilliams holds down the slot. You've got BJ Ojulari in the mix, Eli Ricks backing things up with his crazy wingspan. There are options. But it does feel like the front office believes in Ringo. Letting Slay walk and not giving him more than $10 million says they're ready to see what Ringo can do. And again, the physical tools are all there. This isn't a guy who's going to get bullied by big receivers. He just needs reps. He needs to see the game unfold in front of him. And if the instincts click, we might be looking at a true long-term starter. Now, shifting gears again, Andrew Nathan came back with another solid question. And this one's about the running back. Room! He said he's a little shaky on the depth behind Saquon Barkley and wanted to know if the Eagles might be looking around the league when final cuts come down to grab another back. And honestly, I totally get the concern. Let's start with the good. I like Will Shipley. I think he's a solid player, good in space, can catch the ball, has some wiggle. He's not going to be a bell cow, but as a change of pace guy, he fits. And then there's A.J. Dillon, and that's where things get murky. When healthy, he's a powerful downhill runner who thrives on contact. But here's the problem. He's coming off a neck injury, and he didn't play last year. That's scary. When your whole identity as a back is built around lowering the shoulder and moving the pile, a neck issue is no small thing. Then you look at the rest of the depth chart, and it's basically a bunch of question marks. Who's RB4? That's not even clear. The team brought in some intriguing undrafted guys, Chandrek Powell and Montrell Johnson. There's talent there, but they're raw, and nothing's guaranteed. Avery Williams is another name to keep an eye on. He's a bit of a gadget guy. Could carve out a niche. Then there's Lou Nichols, but let's be real, he's probably not seriously pushing for that role. And honestly, I was a little surprised the team let go of Ty Davis-Price. He felt like someone who might have had a shot to grab that fourth spot. Maybe that move says more about how they feel about Powell or Johnson, or maybe it's just a numbers game. Either way, it wouldn't shock me one bit if the Eagles are scanning the waiver wire once camp winds down. Every year, there are a few backs who get squeezed out in roster crunches. Guys who can still contribute but don't make the final 53 elsewhere. If the staff doesn't feel great about the guys behind Barkley by late August, I can definitely see them bringing in a veteran for depth. Now, the last question we're going to hit on today comes from someone going by Mystery Dragon, and it's one that always gets the blood pumping. Are the Eagles favored to win another Super Bowl this season? And look, I'm going to be real with you. Yes, absolutely. This team is right there in the mix. Let's talk odds for a second. As of a couple of days ago, the Eagles and the Chiefs were both sitting at 6-1 odds to win Super Bowl 60. That puts them right at the top of the list. And it makes sense. Last year's finalists often come back the next year with strong odds because, well, they've already proven they can get there. Think about it. Going into 2024, it was the Niners and the Chiefs as the top two. Now it's the Eagles and the Chiefs. No surprise there. Looking deeper, the Eagles are plus 600 to win it all. They're 3-1 to win the NFC. They're minus 145 to take the division. The Chiefs are close behind up minus 130 in theirs. And when you look at projected win totals, both teams are sitting at 11.5. That's a clear signal that the odds makers believe in this roster, even with the brutal schedule. We talked about earlier, now obviously betting odds don't win championships. You've still got to go out there and play the games. But it's a good indication of how the league views this team. They know what's coming. They know Jalen Hurts is still growing. They know the defense is young but full of promise. They know the offense has star power at every level. The bottom line, the window's wide open. This team is built to contend. They got the experience, they got the firepower, and they got something to prove after falling short. 2 seasons ago and storming back last year, this squad is hungry. They want that trophy again. And you better believe the rest of the league knows it. And now I'll throw it back to you. What do you think the Eagles' final record will be in 2025? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let me know if you think this team is going to run the table, battle through the fire, or face some bumps along the way. Either way, we'll be here all season long, breaking it down, reacting, and riding the highs and lows with you. So don't forget, smash that subscribe button, join the community, and get ready for another unforgettable ride. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising twist that has set the NFL rumor mill abuzz, whispers are circulating that Josh Sweat, the dynamic defensive end, has privately expressed regret over his departure from the Philadelphia Eagles. While there has been no official statement from Sweat or his current team, multiple sources close to the player have hinted at his growing nostalgia for the city of Philadelphia and the franchise where he first made his mark. Sweat, known for his explosive plays and relentless pass rush, left the Eagles amid high expectations for a fresh start elsewhere. However, insiders claim that the transition has not been as seamless as anticipated. Reportedly, Sweat has confided to friends and former teammates that he misses the unique camaraderie of the Eagles locker room, the passionate fan base, and the culture of competitiveness that defined his years in Philadelphia. Some sources have even suggested that Sweat's disappointment with his new environment has sparked internal discussions about his long-term future. Could a potential reunion with the Eagles be on the horizon? It is, of course, mere speculation at this point, but the NFL has seen stranger things. Philadelphia remains a city that reveres its defensive legends, and Sweat's return would surely be met with open arms by both the franchise and its fans. Adding fuel to the speculation are recent cryptic social media posts from Sweat, which some interpret as subtle nods to his former team. Though these posts stop short of explicit declarations, they have certainly not gone unnoticed by fans and analysts alike, reigniting conversations about what could have been, or what might still be. For now, the notion of Josh Sweat donning the midnight green once again remains in the realm of possibility rather than certainty. But in the NFL, where careers twist and turn in unpredictable ways, the idea is not entirely far-fetched. As the offseason progresses, this could be a storyline worth watching closely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.